Sunday morning, guys, and Janet's going to head up and help me today. We're going to do probably a couple of hours of work here. What I've done is I've cleared the area up there beside my factory unit. I'm going to bring out my loading truck, my big lifting rig, and I'm going to try to get it up there with my ute. I've rigged up a tow ball arrangement on the drawbar on the pintle hook there that should hopefully be able to be managed by my 2-ton ute. My 2-ton ute has a 2.5-ton capacity, 2,500 kilos of towing capacity. I reckon that's about 2 ton, that big rig. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a couple of manoeuvres and just see if I'm going to be able to physically get this mould and the hull out of here, because I'm getting close to demoulding. You know, it could be a couple of weeks away, it could be a couple of months. It all depends on how today and the next few weeks go. I've had pretty rugged week. I had a tooth infection. Holy Jesus, I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this one. Long story short, the dentist that did the root canal therapy on it about 10 years ago left part of the file in my tooth that broke off, and that actually grafted to my jaw. And mate, I'll tell you, even I was lost for words. I basically couldn't speak for 2 days, and you wouldn't believe that, would you? But anyway, we're going to pull out the truck. I'm going to do a bit of manoeuvring. I've got to move all these fences out of the way. Got to give myself a little bit of room. Probably going to have to remove this sign out of the ground, move the table and chairs out of the way, the waiting room for the mechanic, and then I'm going to get into it. So let's do it. Okay, with that out of the way, time to have a look at this. What I've done is I've actually come across a drawbar that came from Johnny across the road. In fact, it's a normal coupling for an Australian sort of tow ball, I guess you'd call it, or a standard tow ball with a lock on it. And then that extends up into my pintle hook. And what I've also done up in here, I've actually bolted the pole or the drawbar to the pintle hook. Pintle hook's locked in place there. Now I should be able to steer it just by driving with my ute, but time will tell. Let's have a bit of a go and see how that goes. All right, we're all hooked up. You can see here I'm way over to one side. This whole truck has to move over about 2 feet so that it's more in the center here. But I'm rigged up and we're ready to tow out. Just get rid of that chock under there and hopefully this is going to go well.
Okay, so a very exciting time for us, seeing whether this will actually work or not. It's been a long time in the making and thinking through. Will the truck come out? Hope so. What was that?
Faster before we started, honey. The little lugs that I've welded on for the acros, I forgot they were there. Come in here, zoom right in. So these little lugs down there I put in for the acros have almost shredded my tyre. Very, very lucky that I haven't destroyed that. Just zoom down and have a look at that. That was almost a disaster before we even got started. Because the truck's so far over, it won't ever happen again, but that is really annoying. But anyway, I've got to keep going now, I can't stop. Yeah.
Have you come past it? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I'm past it now, yeah.
Okay.
Just dragged it across the tyre.
That's why he was nervous, guys.
Hey?
I think you're caught at the back now.
that's 5. Yeah, so what I'm trying to do here is if I put this width on here, it'll give me the parameters of the widest part of the boat at 6.5 metres, and hopefully then be able to manoeuvre without removing the tent. I can't guarantee that's going to happen, but it's going to be close enough to straighten it up, done. Very scientific, isn't it, honey? What do you reckon? It's got the broomstick out.
Well, it seemed like a good idea at the time.
So let's explain this. This piece of steel is 5 metres long. My boat is 6.5, and this broom has now made it. That's longer than 75, isn't it? Or is that the measurement we had? 75. Okay, 75. So I've got this much room to play with. Hop out of the way. That much room, which is about 50 centimetres. And that's the widest point of the boat there, and hopefully as that turns I might be able to just squeeze it out without removing this post. I don't like my chances. I might have to take this post and the second post out. The truck at the moment probably isn't exactly in the centre. That's pretty heavy, honey.
Yeah, but I'm just worried you're going to catch it.
No, I won't catch it. It'll be right. Righto, so let's drive it out and see how we go.
Stop!
It's hard to tell. I think you'll make it.
No, I think it'll make it, but the boat is actually that wide. So it's just proven to me that I can only get it to here,
Certain
to
way.
demould it, but that's okay. Once it's yeah.
Oh,
The boat's actually this wide.
righto.
But
so,
I didn't come out on an angle. I came out from right over that side.
Yes.
So is that broken or not?
No.
Oh,
Right.
it hasn't bent it.
No.
Oh,
Righto.
But I started right over to the side. I pulled
Right.
it straight out almost, rather than turning it straight away.
So if you turned straight away, you would have made
Yeah,
it.
but won't you hit the bar at the... Oh, no, the boat will be on it. I was going to say, won't you hit the boat if you
No,
turn...
the boat's lifted. That's the whole
Yeah, well, the boat will be on it,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
duh,
The
Janet.
boat goes pick it up,
Yes.
and then he could probably skull drag it if he
I'd
had to.
say so. I'd say so.
Way too wide.
And like you said before, trolley jack, we could jack the front up and swing it
Yeah,
around.
I can't now. I'm on the downhill though. See, that's holding that now on the hill, no problem. My truck in four-wheel drive, no problem.
Oh, look, we can chop the wheels and skull drag it.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay.
And then back it in further over there.
Oh yeah, to
I'll get more of a turn as I come out.
manoeuvre it in and out. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean the crane might have to pick the whole thing up and go like that.
You could.
Sit it down,
Yes.
move the truck out, move it over, back the truck under again.
You lift the whole lot.
Yeah, but you can't lift this with it. Why not? Because the one you're attached to it.
But it's forcing up and onto it.
Yeah, but you got to lift it off the ground.
He's got to lift this under the subframe.
You might crack your boat if you... Oh, no, it's got the mould in it. Duh. Really not very good at this stuff.
Go and put your car in front of John's office, just in case. It's going to be cheaper to fix John's office, is it? No,
Yes, it would.
I reckon it would too, John. Oh, maybe not.
$20,000 car.
Our last one was 16 grand.
Oh, it's
Bordering. Bordering.
Oh, you're right. Well, yeah. Yeah, the wheels are turning too. Look at that. Hey. I think go down a bit more because they're still on an angle.
Hey, it's working.
Righto.
Very worked.
There you go. You've hit bottom now. If anything, oh no,
No, you're good.
I thought the pipe would have jammed, but no. That's it, you're down.
Whoa, 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 the aquaprop.
What?
The aquaprop.
No, that's okay. That's good.
Oh no, well that's going to dig in.
Well, it's not.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
go a
it
bit more, that's got to go lower still.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
will.
but it's not low enough here. It's alright.
Oh, that's all right, went that way.
Truck.
Any lower, I think you'll be buggered.
Oh, they're going to be higher than that, John. They'll be 50 centimetres up. They'll be about where that is.
Right.
That means the whole boat will come out.
See, they might.
Yeah,
Might.
but they're in the middle.
Yeah.
Once that's on the road, they're going to lift.
It'll lift it up. That's great.
Now, I've been backing trailers all my life, and this thing did my head in because we rotated the front steering arrangement around the other way to enable steering with a pinter hook. We ended up with a situation where you can't back it like you'd back a normal trailer. In fact, it's like nothing I've ever backed before. It actually meant that the direction that my driver's wheels were facing was the direction that these wheels, and there was a delayed response due to the length of the drawbar and the dodgy steering in it. But it also took a bit of time to get this thing backed up in, but we got it in the end, and I learned a lot about the truck in this event. That the issue is the hill down our driveway is creating a lot of angst with me. It is quite an angle, and I've still got to be able to get that mould down and not have it scrape along the ground, and that's what those acro props need to be lifted right up almost to their full extent. So now we're going to flash back to May 2018 when I started building this truck, and I removed this truck from Greg's yard across the road and stripped it down, and I'm going to put a link up in the top here for the video where I started the truck, and it was very funny. But you know, it's nice to know that I've actually done all this preemptive work, and I know it feels like this project's going on and on, but the reality is that this truck, without this truck, I am not going to be able to remove the boat out of the tent, and I'm also not going to be able to lift it and move the mould out of the way. So go and check that out, and there's a lot more to come on this truck. Alright, so we realised that we need another 20 centimetres, don't we, mate?
Mate.
I think we've got enough to get it about 20 centimetres off the ground. I think I'm going to need about 40 centimetres, so we need to get it from here to about here. So we've decided we're going to put an I-beam right in the guts here, and then a locator there for the jack to go in. So that gives us technically an extra 20 or so, or probably 30 centimetres, 20 centimetres height, which is about, what's that, about 12 inches? No, 8 inches. 8 inches higher, which is just enough to get it down the road safely. I hope so anyway.
We'll find out.
We will. So I've made up 4 of these, I've cut 4 of these. And these are going to be welded in here, with this here, upside down, and the jack will go up in there, giving me the extra height. And we're using the centre of the I-beam to give us that strength to push up under the beam, and obviously the acros, as they go up, will support it as well. So, I needed to drill a couple of big holes and I just couldn't be arsed getting the drill out, and then I remembered I had a plasma cutter. I keep forgetting it's there. But mate, that blew that hole in like half a second. I just love my plasma cutter. It is an absolute weapon. Best 400 bucks I ever spent, that thing. It's an absolute beast. It'll blow a hole in 1/2 inch steel. And you know, I'm gonna basically drill a hole through here. Now what these holes are for is for the wooden bearers that are going to go along the length, which are going to sit neatly under my cat, hopefully, once I demould it. So I'm going to have a beautiful white gel coat hull, and I need to sit it on wood. I'm obviously not going to sit it on steel. These steel beams that I've got here are only for the mould itself. So I'm going to basically whack some wooden beams all the way along here with carpet and foam and the like, and then sit the beautiful white hull on that. Well, I'm hoping it's beautiful and white. I won't know for a few weeks, but we'll get onto that. I'm going to get that plasma cutter and blast a couple of holes and get ready for the bolts to mount these wooden beams on. So it's a revisit of the truck. We've got it all set up, haven't we, Johnny?
Looks good.
Yeah, it's the business. Bit concerned about the centre I've put here. I'm wondering whether I need to put a little brace on that, stop that possibly bending, but for now it's enough. It's pretty cool. I think I'm pretty happy with this.
So where do we go?
Oh no, so we use the acro to wind up to get the jack in. You wind yourself up. So we've got 2 parallel members that are going up.
That's good.
We've got to get it up high enough to get the jack under it.
Good.
Right, you ready? Give it a crack, eh?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Let's see. Pins out. Pins out. Oh! That's 2.22, so that's 2220. So that's 20 centimetres higher than I need.
That's 2200.
We
Yeah.
worked out 2200.
Well, 1800 where it is now, sitting there. Then you're going to lift from 18.
Yeah, so that's 40 centimetres of lift,
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah, and 40 off here.
That's huge.
Yes.
Right, so we've got one air line. I'm going to run it into a manifold of 4. That's my plan. Have that air line go into this. Was this sort of affair. Have 4 of them like that so I can control them all at once with one air hose feeding into here. But the issue is I can't get these undone. Whoever put these in's either Loctited them or bloody jammed them in, or their left-hand thread, which I don't believe they would be. But if I can get 4 longer hoses, I'll be able to control it from here and do all 4 at once. I'll just have 1, 2, 3, 4. But that little manifold is going to solve the problem. But that's my next job, is to do that. Fantastic, eh?
It's worked out well.
Well, I hope so.
You just got to trial it.
I'm nearing the end of my truck project, guys. So just hang in there. It's really important you hang in there, because I'm going to try to test it on Tuesday. 39 degrees C's right now, 40k an hour, 25 knot northwesterly, stinking hot, fire conditions again. Here we go again, guys. It's 1 year ago today our big fire started. So I'm here getting a little bit of welding done. I'm over all concrete. I'm paranoid about it sparkling and somewhere and setting fire to something, but it is hot. And you can see the dust in the air. Yuck, that's the dust from next door. Absolutely hideous conditions today. I've got my mic here to try to pick up my sound a bit better. I've been having some sleepless nights. The last 2 nights since I put in these jack mounts, worried about the pressure of the jack pushing up and bending that I-beam. So what I'm doing is, as Al told me a couple of weeks ago, and every good engineer will tell me, gussets save lives. I'm going to put in a gusset, only one on each side, or one on each of these, just to protect it from bending. I've got a lot of upward force lifting up into this jack here. I want to make sure, so these gussets are going to fit up inside each side of this I-beam here. I'll try to show you a little bit clearer, but I've just spent the last half hour grinding these out of an old piece of gal steel I found. I'm going to tack them in tack weld them in, and then I'll probably complete the job. Just use a stick welder. My MIG's decided to cark it right at the penultimate time. But, you know, just got to think about these things. If that gives way and I can't lift this boat, the crane's a waste of time. The whole weekend, next weekend, is going to be a waste of time. So pretty exciting stuff. Check it out. Check out the rig. It's a beast. Mate, gotta love doing steel. I really, really do appreciate boilermakers and welders, because Jesus Christ, they're the ones holding this world together. Steel is the key. But yeah, it's a fair income project, this one. This is a project on its own, this thing. I reckon I've spent a month or two on this thing in total, and hopefully it's only gonna have to lift once or twice in its entire life. So let's get it done, eh? It's just hit 42 degrees, and I've been welding and grinding here for a couple of hours and I'm fucked. Wow, it is hot. It's the driest heat. I mean, Jesus, it's like last year when we had the fires. It just it's really hit today, and it is hot. It's like 30th of November or something, I don't know, 29th of November. Right, gussets are in. I've only put one on each side. I've had enough. I just can't do it anymore. I just cannot do it. But that was a bit of a job. And welding vertically, having bloody shards of lava coming down my gloves and into my friggin' instep of my shoes, and man, it hurts. But yeah, all done. And gonna come back tomorrow, hopefully a bit earlier, and get this bastard away. Try and put him away under the mould, and then I can do a test. So yeah, big things are happening here on the hulls. Hey John, why did Janet put my car or her car in front of your office?
We had a courier deliver some parts to Neil. He put the handbrake on, got out of the car, broke the handbrake, and it rolled back, went through my office.
Straight through John's office. So that explains why I put Janet's reasonably nice car right in front of John's office, because I think the office would be worth more than the car. What do you reckon, buddy?
Could be.
Could be. It'd be pretty close.
Could be.
Just in case my ute gave way and that truck pushed me through his office. Didn't happen. Winners and grinners here at Life on the Hulls, and I hope you enjoyed this little foray into Ross Does Steel. So it's up there. It's up in the back there, ready to do some work on. Luckily I did that month of work on that truck a couple of years ago, or I'd be just starting now.